Hello and welcome to all you Pisceans. This is the Mercury Retrograde video. In general for the sign of Pisces, your moon sign in Pisces, your sun sign, and in particular your ascendant sign. So if you want to have an overview of all, or the most, not all, you can never give all the transits, that would take days. But of the things that are happening for you, you can have a look at the monthly horoscope. So I already made the June, of course, but also the July horoscopes for your sign. So check that out on my YouTube channel. But as I said, this one is in particular just about the Mercury retrograde. And it's going to be in Cancer at 14 degrees. And that will be around and about the 18th of June. It will go backwards and then goes direct again around and about the 13th of July. So it's that pocket of time that I'm talking about. Now this is happening, and that's why I think it's so important, on the fixed star, 14 degrees of Cancer, the fixed star Sirius. And that has to do with ambition, leadership. It's quite a positive fixed star. So there is a possibility for everyone to take leadership, to be a bit more ambitious in a certain area of their lives. And for you, this is your fifth house, which is the most enjoyable house of the zodiac, you could say. It is also trining, so your sign Pisces trines, we call it a trine, which is a very easy energy flow between you, Pisces energy, and also the Cancerian energy. So there's also very notwithstanding the fact Mercury going backwards can be a bit annoying for a lot of us, for you, you're actually blessed with this good energy vibe towards the Cancerian energy. So that's already a positive thing, that you won't feel this Mercury retrograde as negative, so to speak, as other signs would do, because of this good energy flow. And another thing is, this Mercury is in the sign of Cancer. So our Mercury is the planet of thinking, communicating. Our emotions are going to influence the mind way more than normal. That's not good or bad. That is what it is. That's Mercury. When you have Mercury in Cancer in your natal chart, that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It is what it is. But what do we do with it? Now, certainly for you, Pisceans, there is an opportunity of more depth, experiencing more depth, more in-depth conversations with lovers. You know, the fifth house is the house of love. It's the love chakra. It could also be children. It's also the house of children. So if you had a rough time with a child, or that the communication didn't go 100%, or with a lover, with a loved one, then this has an opportunity to improve. But it will have to, probably in the beginning it will get a little bit worse. So around this time, I'm recording this on the 15th of June, you might feel that things are getting worse actually with this person. But it is because Cancer has to do with bottled up emotions, it is to speak that. It is to speak your truth. It's speak out of the heart. It will be so important for you. I mean, normally Pisceans can do that quite well. But sometimes people that they are involved with can have difficulties with doing so. Or you can have difficulties. I mean, your chart is not just the Sun and Pisces. It's more than that. But whatever it is, there is an opportunity for you for deep conversations, for really that emotional merging of the minds, and hopefully not only of the minds, but the fifth house is also the house of sexuality. But anyways, it is a lot about merging with kindred spirits, so to speak, and even that you feel you could have a conversation with someone, or more conversations with someone that is very close to your heart, and that it nurtures you and it nurtures them as well. But it could be, as I said, it could be someone, a child or a lover, that is going through some things that are quite emotional, and you kind of share them with them. And of course they are mirroring your emotions. And so I think in general for the Pisces, this is nice energy. This is nice energy, having good conversations. They're true conversations, real emotional conversations that you feel quite nurtured about. And also a project, you could work on a certain project and you have to go backwards and forwards with this project. Anything that has to do with signing contracts, better to do that after the 14th of July, or even when it comes out of its shadow, which would be the end of July. Now, there could be, as I said, you know, a communication that went a bit wrong there during nowadays, you know, the beginning of, or the 17th, 18th of June. But bottom line is to improve that, to reassess that. And you could actually, after this period is done, so when Mercury goes direct again, you could have a way more authentic conversation with someone that is quite important in your life. You know, the heart chakra is so important there. So again, with a child might go through some emotional, you know, going a bit on a roller coaster there. But you're trying to help them in your Piscean kind of way, as you are a good listener. I mean, in general, Pisceans are good listeners. And you kind of also don't interfere too much, because this is in Cancer, and Cancer, a good Cancerian is all about, yes, wanting to protect, but also giving the space to someone else to develop themselves. So that could be a very important thing as well. You could pick up an old hobby. Maybe, you know, Mercury, writing. You could be picking up writing again. You could be picking up an old hobby that you used to do with, maybe with the hands, because it's a Mercury. It's Mercury, or maybe with cooking because it's in Cancer. Picking up an old hobby is also going to be very enjoyable for you Pisceans, and or reading, or something that you love to do, and that you have found again, and it gives you emotional support in the heart chakra again. It's always the same explanation, but with different examples here. This Mercury does square Mars, so that's the only tricky aspect that it has, also squaring Chiron in your second house. So be aware of, be economical with your money. It might be that you have to hustle a bit more for the money with Mars there in your second house, and Chiron as well. That your self-worth is a bit damaged in some sort of way because of one reason or the other, and that this connection that I'm talking about is triggering that. But ultimately, it's this Mars retrograde is going to be, this Mars in your second house is going to be there for a long time. So you've got a long time to work on your self motivation, but also your self-assurance, and also your financial state. So check out the monthlies if you want to know more about that. So all in all, quite a lovely Mercury retrograde for you in general, of course. Thank you so much for watching, having, and the Pisceans who were born with 14 degrees of Pisces, who've got planets there around that degree, you will feel it the most, you know, that supportive energy of this Mercury retrograde. And so that would mean that you were born around between the 3rd and the 6th of March. So having said that, wishing you a very good month. Thank you for listening. A good month, well, good couple of weeks there, and see you next time. Bye bye.